And always just taking time to be still, to settle into the breath. So feel free to lie however you're comfortable here. Hands resting wherever they're comfortable, legs out in any way. And just start your practice with a little mini savasana. Starting to deepen your breath. And just allow your whole body to be soft, to be still. I think I've said this a couple times in these online classes, but especially now that we are kind of past the initial panic and anxiety, and we're starting to settle into some routine here. So you can find something positive that's come from this whole situation. Some way that you've grown, something that you've learned about yourself. So it's really easy to focus in on everything that is scary, negative, maybe not feeling so good. So see if you can shift that mindset, even just for a moment, and bring to mind something that you're grateful for. Something good that's come through all this, or something that you know will happen from all this, even if it's not right now. And maybe you can feel a little shift in the mind and in the body as this positive thing comes to surface. As you fill your mind with positivity, maybe the body begins to relax a little bit. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're tense. And throughout your practice, throughout your day, throughout your next week, just remind yourself of this whenever you need it. So go ahead and take a deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, let it go. And we'll hug the knees into the chest. So here you can rock a little side to side, maybe circle those knees around. If you're circling, go ahead and move the other way. And then let those hands relax out long by the sides. Just let both knees fall over to the right side. So coming into a spinal twist. It's early in the practice, so feel free to lessen that bend in the knees, making this a little bit softer. Just breathing here. And then gradually bringing those knees back to center. Take your time letting them fall over to the left. Again, you can keep a strong bend in the knees or lessen that bend slightly. Letting this be very gentle as we just start to introduce movement to the body. And slowly coming back to center. Let both feet come down to the mat. And let's extend the right leg straight up. You can let it hang in space and roll through the ankle a couple of times. Feel free to take hold of any part of the leg and really gently hug it in, just getting a very gentle opening through the back of that right leg. And then start to take a bend in the knee. Cross the right knee over the left ankle. Push that knee out away from you. And then maybe guide that left knee in towards the chest. Right hand through the space between the legs. Hands can interlace underneath the thigh. Again, this is all very gentle early in the practice. And slowly releasing left foot down, uncrossing the legs. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So left leg up, maybe it hangs in space and you roll through the ankle, or you can take hold. No strain, nothing forced, nice and easy here. And then again, we'll cross right ankle over left knee. Release the hold of the left leg. Maybe you hug that right knee into chest. Perfectly fine to keep that right foot rooted as well. If you feel a gentle opening in the hip here. We really haven't moved yet, so we're just introducing movement and space. Go ahead and slowly lower right foot, uncross the legs. Hug the knees into chest. And let's just begin to rock forwards and backwards, massaging out the length of the spine on the mat. And you come all the way up to a seated position, and then just rolling those shoulders back. Tiptoe those fingertips out by the hips, just finding a little length through the arms, opening through the chest. Sweep the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, flip the palms face up. Let the shoulders remain soft from the ears, and just find a stretch, a reach of the hands, crown of the head reaching, chest lifting. And then release that hold and bring those hands down in front of you. Walk it out. If you feel the hips lifting off the mat, then stop. And then begin to slide those hands up towards the body. Roll the shoulders back. Interlace the hands behind you and draw those hands away. Again, lifting the chest, pulling those shoulders open. And then just releasing here. Go ahead and switch the way your legs are crossed if they're crossed. Take time to ground down, feel length through the spine. Maybe shake those shoulders a couple of times. And we'll do that same thing. So arms sweep. Maybe take the opposite interlace of the fingers as you flip the palms face up, stretching out the wrists, lifting a little higher, lifting the gaze. Feel the chest lift. And then release. Hands come down to the mat and just walk it forward. So those hips should stay connected the whole time. And then again, we'll slide those hands towards the body, roll the shoulders back, interlace the hands behind you, draw the chest open, draw those hands away, lift the gaze, just breathe. And release. And slowly come onto all fours, continuing to warm up here. Always starting off with some cat and cow. So grounding through those hands, tops of the feet, rest. Take it slow, breath in, drop the belly. And breath out, curve the spine. And we'll just continue these movements here, fluid with the breath. Feel free to stay here or invite little circles or just hinging forwards and backwards. Find a movement pattern that feels good. So not just moving for the sake of moving, but really being connected to the movements that you're making. How the breath guides you, how the body feels as you move. And just starting to explore. Find one more cycle on your own. And then we'll come into our first downward dog when you're ready. No rush to get there. Once you do find yourself in downward dog, pedaling out those legs. And starting to make some space in the hamstrings, through the calves, maybe bend the knees, let the chest melt down. Again, just exploring movement. Start to lift that right leg up. And maybe stay here or stack right hip on top of left. You can bend into that right knee, grounding equally through the hands. Rolling through that right ankle a couple times. Feel that left heel sink. And then straighten the legs, square off the hip, lower downward dog. Breathe in, ride forward to your high plank, and then drop the knees. Chest and chin will lower. Untuck the toes, fingertips light. One cobra here, lift head, neck, and chest. Exhale, chin taps. Come up to tabletop, and let's hold this tabletop here. So we're gonna extend the right foot back and the left arm out in front of you. So toes are gonna point down, palms gonna face in. And we're slowly gonna bring the left arm out to the left side, the right arm out, or right leg out to the right side. And then coming back to center. And again, left arm to the left, right leg to the right, and back to center. One more time, holding here. Let that right foot come down to the mat. Sit up on that right leg, reach the arms up, stay here, or that right hand slides down the right leg, left arm reaches. And slowly coming back to center, arms reach, hands come down, find tabletop, shake it out. And we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. When you're ready, left leg lifts, and either staying here or stacking left hip on top of right, maybe bending into that knee, circling through the ankle if you'd like. And straightening the legs, square off the hip, lower downward dog. Ride forward high plank, knees drop, chest and chin lower, untuck the toes. Lift your cobra, exhale, lower. Let's find that tabletop again, holding here. This time, left foot extends straight back, right arm out in front of you. So start to just tap into that strength, into that balance. And then we'll bring left leg out to the left side, right arm out to the right side. Slowly bring it back in. Inhale out to the sides. Exhale back in. One more time out to the side. Bring that left foot down. Sweep both arms up overhead. Left hand down the left leg. Right arm reaches across. So getting a little opening through the legs. Nice side body open here. Let the chest stay open. Both arms reach up overhead. Hands will come down. Return that left knee to meet the right. One cat and cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Dome the spine, drop the head. Flat back here, and then we'll tuck the toes, find our downward dog. And bend into the knees, gaze between the hands, walk it to the top of the mat. Lift halfway, find you lengthen the spine, flat back, and slow release down. Inhale, arm sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extend the arms, lift the gaze. Exhale, fold forward, soft bend in the knee. Lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, hanging here. So let the head be heavy, as much or as little to bend in those knees as you'd like. Arms can hang, come to blocks or opposite elbows. Just let it all go here. Releasing any hold that you have, find your flat back. Let's bring the hands down to the mat, step it back, high plank. Option to drop the knees here or lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog, tops the feet press. Exhale, downward dog. Full breath in and let it go. Right leg gently lifts. Let's bring the knee to the nose, hover here. Inhale, extend, three-legged dog. And knee to the nose, hover. Inhale, extend, and knee to nose, hover. Can you kiss that knee? Curve the spine. Place that foot next to the right thumb. Back heel lifted here. Let's sweep up to a high lunge. So see if you can let those hips face forward. Grounding through the right foot, knee over the ankle, shoulders soft. And let's bring the right arm underneath the left. So here you can touch shoulders, backs of the hands or palms, coming into our eagle arms. Feel free to just stay here, working length in the spine, strength of the legs. If you'd like some movement on the breath in, we lift. On the breath out, we hinge, elbows towards the knees. And again, lift it up. Exhale, hinge. One more here, lifting, chest opens. Exhale, hinge. Unwrap those arms, release them by the sides, airplane arms. And then leading with the left arm, we'll circle it up. Back heel spins down, warrior two. Straighten the leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse. Left hand slides down the back leg, maybe behind the back, reaching towards that right thigh. Still bend into that right knee. Feel the right arm extend. Feel the chest lift, the gaze lift. And then on the exhale, we'll windmill the arms down. Back heel's gonna spin up. Let's just straighten that front leg. So if you have blocks, you can bring your hands to blocks. You can set that back foot in a little bit. Keep a soft bend in the knee. And let's bend into that right knee. Hands ground down. Go ahead and step it back, three-legged dog. And then stack right hip on top of left, bending into that knee. Straighten the leg, square off the hip, lower downward dog. Ride forward, high plank. Exhale, Vinyasa. Your choice of variation. Meeting in downward dog. Reconnect with your breath here in downward dog. And then when you're ready, that left leg will lift. Knee comes to the nose, hover. Inhale, extend. Knee to the nose, really curve the spine. See if you can kiss the knee. And extend. And again, knee to the nose, find that hover. And then foot comes in between the hands. Back heel lifted. Sweep it up, crescent lunge. Activating that back leg. Core stays nice and strong. Find stability through the feet. And then left arm underneath the right shoulders, backs of the hands or palms. We want the spine to be long. So if wrapping all the way causes you to curve, unwind a little bit. When you're ready, lift the chest, lift the arms. Exhale, hinge, elbows towards the knees. And then that breath in brings you right back up. And the exhale down. One more time, lifting. And here we'll lower. Keep the body hinged as you unwrap to your airplane arms. Reconnect those shoulder blades. And then leading with the right arm, circle it up. Back heel spins down, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse. Again, right hand can slide or come behind that leg. If you're taking your bind, unwind. And we'll all windmill those arms down, back heel spins up, straightening that front leg. Again, taking any variation here, So if you have those blocks, you can use them underneath those hands just to give you a little more height. And then we'll bend into that knee, hands down to the ground, step it back, three-legged dog. Left leg stacks over top of right. Maybe bending that knee. Straightening the leg, square off the hip, slow lower. Full breath in to come forward. Full breath out to lower. Slow and controlled movement. Kneading in downward dog. We'll take a bend in the knees here. Gaze between the hands. Walk it top of the mat. Lift flat back. And exhale, fold. So if it's comfortable, heel toe the feet together. If not, just make sure the shins are parallel. Bend the knees, hips drop. Sweep the fingertips along the ground. Come right up from there. So a deep chair pose. And then go check. Can those fingertips still sweep the ground? Come on back up. Stay bent into those knees. Wiggle the toes. And then bring the hands to heart center. Take a little twist to the right. And bring left elbow to right knee. If that isn't feeling good, go ahead and stay right up. Either way, we're coming into a twist. Can you shift the weight over to that right foot? Step the left foot back, coming into lunge with a twist. Maybe finding a little lift through the chest. Maybe you scoot that back leg back just a little bit. Breathe in, we'll come up, twist back to center, arms extend, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten that front leg, reach the arms. Exhale, warrior two. Come into side angle here, so right elbow along that thigh, left arm reaches up or over. You can also bring that left hand behind the back, reaching towards that right thigh. If you'd like to take a full bind, drop the right shoulder, right arm underneath the legs, and hands interlace. So lots of options. Not one that's better than the other, what works for your body right now. Let's slowly start to unwind. And we'll all lift back up, warrior two. Full breath in. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Back heel spins up. Let's step it right up to the top of the mat. Lift halfway. And fold. Soften into those knees, head heavy. Inch your way up to standing. Roll those shoulders back, mountain pose, shake it out, shake the hips, shake the arms, shake the head. And then we'll sweep the arms up. And bend into those knees, chair pose, hands at heart center. Check, can you sweep those fingertips along the ground? Stay grounded through the feet, wiggle the toes. Take your twist to the left. Either staying upright or right elbow to left knee. Push the palms together, really feel the chest lift and open. And then start to shift the weight to the left foot. Step or slide the right foot back. Maybe you find a little more lift through the upper body. And let's work our way back to center, those arms reach. Exhale, warrior two. One time here, straighten the front leg, arms extend. Exhale, warrior two. Side angle, left elbow grounded. Right arm reaches up, maybe over. Option two, left arm extends down in line with the shin. Option three, right hand behind the back. And four, take your full bind. Again, no one that's better than the other.
What feels good today is probably different than it was yesterday. So just tap into that, listen to the body. If you're in a bind, begin to unwind. And we'll all lift up warrior two. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Back heel spins up. This time we'll step it back, downward dog. Pedal out the legs, bending one knee after the other. And ride forward, high plank. Exhale, vinyasa. Knees can be up or down. Most important thing is that strength in the core. Kneeling in downward dog. Let's bring that right hand halfway up the mat, towards the right side. And feel free to stay right here, or extend that right hand back by the body. Maybe stay here, or play around with lifting that left leg up. Working a little bit of balance. Slowly return downward dog. Shake it out. Let's try the other side. Left leg halfway up the mat. Maybe you stay here and lift that right leg right away. And stay with those left fingertips rooted, or lift that left arm in line with the body. And finding downward dog. Shake it out. Let's bend into the knees, gaze between the hands. Walk at top of the mat. Lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, arms sweep all the way up, palms touch. Hands maybe by the sides, heart center, or by the hips. We'll find warrior three, extend that right foot back. So grounding through the left foot, right foot in line with the upper body. So from the head to the heel is length. Hips facing the ground. And feel free to stay right here, or bring those hands down to the ground or a block, coming into your standing split. Maybe just an L shape, keeping that right hip lowered. And then you can stay right here, or left hand can stay grounded. Stack right hip on top of left. Reach the right arm up, coming into half moon. Blocks, books, something sturdy or a great tool underneath that left hand. And as slowly as you can, we'll unwind. So if you're half moon, right hand lowers, hip levels up. And we'll slowly lower right foot to meet the left. Lift halfway, find some length, maybe bend the knees. Exhale, home. Breathe in, arms sweep. Exhale, hands to heart center. Center yourself. Start to ground through that right foot. Take any variation of the arms as you extend left foot back. Coming into warrior three. So first check in, hips square to the ground, core engaged, back strong, back leg extending. And just stay here, holding, working this balance. Or bring those hands down to the ground, or maybe to a block. You can lift that left foot higher, or keep in that L shape. And then again, feel free to stay here or let the right hand stay grounded as you start to stack left hip on top of right. Maybe reaching that left arm up. Gaze down towards that right hand or maybe up towards the left. Slowly lower left hand down, square off the hip. And we'll lower left foot to meet the right. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, slowly inch your way up to standing. Head of the last thing to rise. sweeping the arms, hands to heart center. We'll come into a second balance here, so we'll find tree. So grounding through the left foot, bottom of the right foot to ankle, shin, or thigh. Just coming above or below the knee, never directly on. Really anything goes with the arms here. So stay at heart center. You can extend by the sides, maybe to the hips, maybe behind you, up above you. You can play around with a few of them, or just pick one and hold. Really tapping into strength in that left leg, working balance. Tap into your breath. Slow and controlled. We'll lower right foot down. Feel the weight of the body shift. Spread wide through the toes. Take it to the other side. There's absolutely no rush to get in or out of balance. Take your time. Find an initial place of comfort, of stillness, of balance, of strength, and let your breath guide you deeper. And slowly lower mountain pose. Roll the shoulders back, shake the hips a little side to side. And then start to sweep those arms overhead. Long, slow exhale as you fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. Plant those hands, step or jump the feet back, and lower chaturanga. Moving through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward dog. When you're ready, right leg lifts. Let's again bring knee to the nose, hover here. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to right elbow, hover here. Reaching back out. Knee to left elbow, little twist, hover here. Inhale, extend. And we'll come into pigeon. So right knee behind the right wrist, that shin will lie across the mat. Maybe that right heel comes a little closer into the body. As you drop the back knee, untuck the toes. If you're sinking off to the right side, go ahead and slide a pillow, a blanket underneath that right hip. Of course, if you prefer to take this recline, go ahead and work your way onto the back, right ankle over left knee. And you can stay upright, or if you haven't already done so, come a little further forward. A well-deserved stretching out of those hips. Maybe you slow that breath down here. And we'll start to come up onto those hands. Before moving here, let's just find a little lift of the chest. Sit tall. Feel the crown of the head reach, maybe getting into different parts of the leg. And then you can ground those hands down. So we'll transition out. You can hinge back to a tabletop, or maybe tuck the toes, hinge back, downward dog. Maybe that right leg lifts. You can shake it out, lift your dog, walk it out. Take some time just to move in a way that feels good to move, shaking out any last bits of tension. As you're exploring movement, if you feel you'd like a vinyasa, it is your choice to take it. All meeting in downward dog. Well, really taking your time to get there. When you're ready, left leg lifts. And we'll start by bringing knee to the nose, hover. Really fire up the core. Extend back out. Knee to the left elbow, hover. And extend. Little twist, knee to the right elbow, hovering here. Extending out, three-legged dog. And then we'll come into pigeon on the other side. So the more parallel that shin is to the top of the mat, the more intense that stretch will be. So bring the heel a little closer into the body. Take your time setting up here. Spend time, maybe lifted, maybe lowering. Try not to just collapse down into your deepest variation right away. Take your time settling in. And once you do settle in, just tapping into that breath. And start to come up onto those hands. Again, just find a lift of the chest. And then hands will ground. Hinge your way back, maybe to your tabletop, maybe downward dog, three-legged dog. Walk it out, lift that left leg. You can flip your dog. Moving in a way that feels good to move. Feel free to take one final vinyasa here. And we'll all settle in to child's pose whenever you're ready. So right away or after your vinyasa. And just let your body sort of relax here. So knees can be together or apart. Arms can be out in front of you or by the sides. Decide what feels best for you. And slowly come up to all fours. Let's bring those knees back underneath the hips. So we're gonna stand up on the knees. So if you need a little more cushion, a towel, a blanket underneath those knees works great, or you can double up your mat. And you can tuck the toes if you'd like. If you have blocks, you can keep them handy. We're gonna come into some camel variations. So maybe the hands or the palms to the low back. And right off the bat, just focus on a little lift of the chest. We're trying to keep those hips over top of the knees this whole time. Start to bring those elbows in toward one another, maybe lifting the gaze. And maybe you just stay right here, focusing on this opening through the upper body without too much of a back bend. Or you can begin to push the hips forward. Again, they stay over top of the knees as you find a little more lift of the chest. Now, if you have those blocks handy, the hands can come down to the blocks. And again, maybe you just stay here. Another option is to tuck those toes. Bring the hands towards the ankles. You can also do the same thing with the toes untucked. Let the head fall back just in line with the spine. So not straining it up, not letting it drop completely. And wherever you are, just focus on breath. And as slowly as you possibly can, rise straight up. So not thinking off side to side. And then we'll just sit down onto the knees, or onto the feet, that is. And bring the hands to the knees, lift the spine. Full breath in. And let it go. And start to bring the forehead down towards the mat as those hands relax down by the sides. And maybe staying here or cupping those heels as you lift the hips, coming into rabbit. Little stretch for the back. And we'll gently lower. Walk those hands out in front of you. And again, just settle into your child's pose. And slowly come up to tabletop. Let's take a few really slow rounds of cat and cow. Breathe in, drop the belly. Exhale, curve the spine. 2 more like that. Slow breath in. And out. Last one here. And exhale. And then we'll just work our way all the way to seated. We'll keep a bend in those knees. And let the knees fall out to either side. Go ahead and bring the bottoms of the feet to touch. Those feet can be close or far from the body, depending on what kind of stretch you're looking for. Hands maybe to the shins, the ankles, or the feet, right along spine. And then maybe just stay here, working that length, knees gently fall, or you can begin to fold forward. Maybe peeling those feet open like you're reading the pages of a book. Those elbows can help guide those knees down. Maybe even let this be on the gentler side as we start to just slow this practice down a little bit. And we'll start to lift back up. Guide the knees together. I lied one more thing before we slow it down. I've had a lot of coffee today. So start with the hands behind you, lift the feet. You can play around with just lifting and tapping, or you can hold. Hands come to the thighs or parallel to the ground. Finding a boat pose, nice long spine. You don't want to curve here. Shins can stay parallel to the mat, or you can begin to straighten. Shaking is okay, means we're strengthening. So wherever you are, go ahead and take a breath in. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And we'll lower and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Stretch the hands up above the head, point the toes, full breath in. Exhale through the mouth. And then go ahead and hug those knees into the chest. Maybe bring left hand to left knee, right hand to right knee, and just start to move those knees in opposite circles, so away from each other. And go ahead and move in the other way. Knees back into the chest. And feet come down to the mat. Let the arms come out long by the sides, either straight or bend in the elbows. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, but then just let both knees fall over to the side. So that right ankle ends up on the outside of that left knee, just coming into a little twist. And slowly guide those knees back to center. Extend that right leg straight up. So same thing as the beginning here. You can take hold of that leg or hang in space, rolling through the ankle, maybe hugging in. Upper body should stay fully relaxed, so the head connected, the length of the spine all rounded. No strain on the upper body. And then let's take a bend in that right knee, bring it down to meet the left. Left ankle will cross over that right knee, and then both knees fall over to the side. So left ankle on the outer edge of that right knee, just coming into a different sort of twist here. Anything goes with the arms. And then knees come back to center, right foot grounded. Just extend that left leg straight up. And again, it can hang in space or you can take hold as long as the upper body stays relaxed. And bend that left knee and left foot down to meet the right. Let the arms again come wide. As the feet come wide, knees come to touch. Just let the low back relax. And if it feels good to just stay as you are, then stay. We'll start to sweep those knees right and left, sort of windshield wipering back and forth at your own pace. Gradually coming back to center after you've balanced out the two sides, feet back in towards one another. So we're going to extend the legs straight up, continuing to release through the spine. So you can stay just like this. If you have a block, even a pillow, a blanket, a folded up towel, and you want to slide that underneath the hips, or just a little more lift and elevation, that's a great option as well. Either way, we're just coming into a super gentle inversion. So a great release for the spine and all the work it's done for us today. And we're just freshening up the legs, reversing that blood flow. Maybe you close the eyes and can you just feel your feet hanging effortlessly above the body? Can you feel anything going on in the back? Any sense of release through the whole body? And it's perfectly okay to just tap into the sensation of not feeling anything at all. Just be present in your own body. Take this time really to tune in. And then we'll go ahead and take a bend in the knees. Feet will come down to the mat. Feel free to lift those hips if you have anything underneath, and then just release them down to the mat. Maybe rock side to side, just feel the back connected with the mat. And if there are any final poses you feel you might need to deeply relax, now's your time to take them. And once you're ready, just extending those legs straight out, using any props, finding any layers that you might like for your savasana. Letting those hands rest however they're comfortable. The eyes gently close if they're not already closed. And let's all take one last super deep breath in together here. Exhale through the mouth. Feel that release. And then just
allowing the natural rhythm of your breath to take over here. No need to change or control the breath, but still connected to that fluid rhythm. And for the next couple minutes, we'll all just rest in this place together. So you have nowhere to be, you have nothing to do. Give yourself permission to relax here. Staying completely still. Just start to bring your awareness back to your body. Back to any sounds that you can hear. Any feelings that you have. Back to your breath. When you feel ready for movement, invite it in slowly. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes, and really feeling every movement that you make. Once you're ready, bending into the knees and making your way to one side. And then gently propping yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed and bringing hands to heart center.
We'll take one last very deep breath in together and out together. And I thank you all for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tori.
Thank you, Tori.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tori. That was great.
Thank you. Love to see you guys. Have a good day. Thanks, Elizabeth. I almost said Mackenzie. That's not your name. Thanks, Kathy.
You can call me Lindsay. You're good.
I just read your last name before your first name.
Good. All good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Janet. See you later.
Give
Thanks,
Charles a
Janet.
call.
Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. Whew. See you guys later.
Thanks, Tori.
Thanks, Lar.
I'll see you later, probably.
Yeah, I'll talk to you probably in a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.